I finished the Stranger Things series finale, and I'm not even kidding. I just sat there in silence for a minute. Because this episode doesn't feel like a typical final battle. It feels like the show looking straight at you and saying, this is what it always cost. And if you're here because you're confused, emotional, or arguing with your friends about what the ending really means, don't worry. Let's break down what happened, why it happened, and why the finale hits the way it does. This is my fan review and story breakdown of Season 5, Episode 8, The Rightside Up. Spoilers, obviously. I'll explain the ending, the choices each character makes, and what the final scenes are trying to say, without turning it into wild fan fiction. Right away, the finale makes something clear. This isn't about winning like it's a video game. It's about surviving long enough to stop Vecna from finishing what he started. The party goes in with a last-shot plan. It's desperation, not confidence. And that's what I love. The tone feels heavy. This episode isn't trying to be cute. It's trying to be final. And the title, The Rightside Up, is basically the show telling you what the real victory would be. Not killing a monster, but putting the world back the way it's supposed to be. Here's what I think the finale does really well. It doesn't treat the upside down like a random horror dimension anymore. It treats it like a wound that's been growing since Season 1, and now it's finally infected everything. The episode keeps reminding you that Hawkins isn't just the setting. Hawkins is the price. And the characters move like people who've been carrying trauma for years. They're not fearless, they're just committed. That's why even the action moments feel more like sacrifice moments. Vecna is at his most interesting here, because he isn't just a big, bad guy standing on a platform. He's the end result of everything Hawkins' lab did. And the finale leans into that. Vecna's power isn't just physical, it's psychological. He tries to win the way he always wins, by breaking people from the inside, by turning their fear into a door. And the episode basically says, you don't defeat a villain like that with strength. You defeat him with connection. That's why the finale keeps circling back to who these characters are to each other. This show has always been found family versus cosmic horror. The finale commits to that. One thing I loved is how the episode makes each character matter. Not everyone gets the same amount of spotlight, but the finale tries to make sure nobody feels pointless. And the reason that matters is simple. Stranger Things started as a story about kids on bikes. So if the finale forgot that and became only explosions and monsters, it would feel fake. Instead, it keeps the heart. People choosing each other, even when it's terrifying. Now let's talk about the ending, because this is where people split into different interpretations. Here's what we do know. The episode frames the final confrontation as a last door moment. Vecna wants the world to fall, and the party is trying to force reality back into place. And the big idea is that the upside down isn't just a place you can punch, it's a system, almost like a living infection. So the finale treats stopping it as a structural problem, not a simple fight. Also, Netflix's own behind-the-scenes/editorial coverage emphasizes that the finale is designed to carry emotional weight and closure, not just spectacle. So when the episode reaches its final stretch, it's not trying to give you a clean victory shot. It's trying to leave you with a feeling. This was always going to hurt. The epilogue is where the show does something very deliberate. It slows down. And that's brave, because a lot of finales are scared of quiet. But Stranger Things has always known that the quiet parts are where the horror lives. The music choices and the reflective tone are intentionally closing chapter energy. The point isn't that Hawkins magically becomes perfect again. The point is that the characters get to exist in a world that isn't actively collapsing. And honestly, That's enough. What didn't land for everyone, and I get why, some people will want clearer answers, especially about certain character fates and how final everything truly is. And some viewers will feel the scale is so huge that the personal horror vibe from Season 1 is hard to recreate. But for me, the finale succeeds at the one thing that matters. It ends Stranger Things like Stranger Things, not like a different show wearing its skin. If I had to sum up what the finale is saying, it's this. You don't beat the upside down by being fearless. You beat it by refusing to be alone. Vecna is isolation, cruelty, control. The party is connection, memory, loyalty. And the final message is basically, the world doesn't get saved by the strongest person. It gets saved by people who stay human. That's the heart of the show. That's why the ending hurts, and that's why it works. If you made it this far, comment, did the finale satisfy you, or did you want something different? And if you want more breakdowns like this, endings explained, plot decoded, fan-level reviews, subscribe to FinalFrame. I'm doing more of these on the biggest movies and shows right now.